Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Naranam Namaskritya Naram Chev Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiriye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So continuing with the discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 18, Maharaj Prithu milks planet Earth. Text number 910. So Mother Earth is further speaking to Maharaj Prithu. Vatsyam kalpaya me vira yenaham vatsala tava dhokshe kshira mayan kaman anurupam cha dohanam dogdharam cha mahabaho bhutanam bhutbhavana annam ipsitam urjasvad bhagwan vanchate yadi. O great hero, protector of living entities, if you desire to relieve the living entities by supplying them sufficient grain, and if you desire to nourish them by taking milk from me, you should make arrangements to bring a calf suitable for this purpose and a pot in which the milk can be kept, as well as a milkman to do the work. Since I'll be very much affectionate towards my calf, your desire to take milk from me will be fulfilled. These are nice instructions for milking a cow. The cow must first have a calf, so that out of affection for the calf, she will voluntarily give sufficient milk. There must also be an expert milkman and a suitable pot in which to keep the milk. Just as a cow cannot deliver sufficient milk without being affectionate to her calf, the earth cannot produce sufficient necessities without feeling affection for those who are Krishna conscious. So, previous verses we saw how Mother Earth stopped giving the grains because the whole population was sinful. They were not performing yajna and they were just worried about their own sense gratification. So, Earth stopped giving. So now the way to get everything from earth, not just the milk, anything from earth, is to have a proper calf. So for love of the calf, she will give the milk or she will give the necessities. Even though the earth's being in the shape of a cow may be taken figuratively, the meaning herein is very explicit. Just as a calf can derive milk from a cow, all living entities, including animals, birds, bees, reptiles, and aquatics, can receive their respective foods from the planet Earth, provided that human beings are not asat or adhrit vrita, as have been previously discussed. When human society becomes asat or ungodly or devoid of Krishna consciousness, the entire world suffers. If human beings are well behaved, animals will also receive sufficient food and be happy. The ungodly human being, ignorant of his duty to give protection and food to the animals, kills them to compensate for the insufficient production of grains. Thus, no one is satisfied, and that is a cause for the present condition in today's world. So to bring a proper calf, just like in day-to-day life, when the calves are brought, the cow gives sufficient quantity of milk, more milk than that is necessary. The calf drinks little bit, and then it is used by the human beings or by other people. Of course, these days they don't give enough milk to the calf, thinking if he drinks the whole thing or lots of it, how are we gonna make money and this and that. But if you look at the cow, because she is so innocent, she just sees her calf joined her breast and she gives milk, and then the milkman removes the calf where the calf is suffering. What she still thinks the calf is drinking or calf has drunk and she gives profusely. Not like in America where they put the suction cups on her breasts, nipples, and just suck the milk out of it. She doesn't want to give. And it's very painful. And with the milk, it also takes out some blood. But here it's very impersonal. And in India also, the big dairy farms, they are making very impersonal. So the point is, just like we know that the consciousness of the cook goes in the food, and when we eat that food, our consciousness gets affected. Just like we all have experience of this. If a mother is cooking and she is feeding, she will, because she is feeding very lovingly, she's cooking very lovingly for her family members, then easily we will eat 3, 4, 5, 6 chapatis because it's full of love. So the consciousness of mother goes into food, and when we taste that food, the food becomes very delicious and we can eat more. Same, but if we go to a restaurant to eat, the cook over there or the people who are serving, they're not serving out of love, they're serving out of just their needs to make money. And the owner is there and they are thinking more they sell us the food, more food we eat, more money they're gonna make. So they are all money minded. There's all business consciousness. So over there, even if they say in this hotel it's like as good as like home food or something, but it never be the same. And when we eat that food, more we eat that food, more our consciousness will be like that to make money, to be competitive, uh, to be engaged in somehow or other cutthroat competition or make money. That's all. That is why if you see all these business lunches, when the company people have business lunches arranged, they take everybody out to some restaurant, to a nice restaurant, so that the mentality, the consciousness becomes like that. So the person wants to work hard, the person wants to be passionate about money, and of course, more money the person makes, the company makes more money. That's the whole idea. There's no such thing as love. So same thing here. When we are putting these suction cups on the breast of the cow and taking the milk out, the cow is in pain. Cow doesn't want to give that milk because she hasn't seen her calf, and it's very impersonal. So gradually the society which is drinking that milk or eating the milk products, the consciousness of that milk is different. So when we take that milk, in case of devotees, it's different because we first offer it to Krishna. Whether we offer with love and devotion or whether we just offer as a matter of duty, we still offer. But the consciousness of general public becomes of that food that they're eating, and especially this milk they're drinking and the milk products they're eating. So the consciousness becomes of very fear, lots of impersonalism, and anger. Anger is there. So it takes a big toll on our consciousness, what we are eating, what we are drinking. That's why it is said, Jaisa an vaisa man, and jaisa pani vaisi vani. So very important that we offer everything to Krishna first. If nothing else, at least a sinful part will be gone from that food. I mean, that is why, because the food is so important, food and association. Because by association, the the nourishment of the soul, but through ears, because we hear Krishna Katha, and by food, because the nourishment of the soul, nourishment of the heart, nourishment of the body takes place. So these two things are very important. That's why Prabhupada again and again stresses on association of devotees, association of devotees. It's very important. So, so that's why the mother cow or mother earth is telling the king that how can get the grains out of my belly. Excellent. Samam cha kuru mam rajan deva vrishtam yatha paya apartavapi bhadram te upavartet me vibho. My dear king, may I inform you that you have to make the entire surface of the globe level. This will help me even when the rainy seasons have ceased. The rainfall comes by the mercy of King Indra. Rainfall will remain on the surface of the globe, always keeping the earth moistened, and thus it will be auspicious for all kinds of production. King Indra of the heavenly planets is in charge of throwing thunderbolts and giving rainfall. Generally, thunderbolts are thrown on the tops of hills in order to break them to pieces. As these pieces are spread asunder in due course of time, the surface of the globe gradually becomes fit for agriculture. Level land is especially conducive to the production of grains. Thus the planet Earth requested Maharaj Prithu to level the surface of the earth, breaking up the high land and mountains. Iti priyam hitam vakyam bhuv adaya bhupatihi vatsam kritva manum pana duhat sakal oshadhi. After hearing the auspicious and pleasing words of the planet Earth, the king accepted them. He then transformed Swayambhuva Manu into a calf and milked all the herbs and grains from the earth in the form of a cow, keeping them in his cupped hands. So first the calf was Swayambhuva Manu himself. And because King Prithu asked him, so seeing Swayambhuva Manu, who's a very righteous, very pious person, very devoted. Again, he is also Shaktivesh Avatar. So Mother Earth, and who was the milkman? That was King Prithu himself, Maharaj Prithu, and the part was his cupped hands, because with his gratefulness he received the grains, all the herbs and the grains. And we'll see other calves and the milkmen and the parts. तथा परे च सर्वत्र सारं मा ददते बुधा ततो अन्ये च यथा कामं दुदुः पृथु bhavitam. Others who were as intelligent as King Prithu also took the essence out of the earthly planet. Indeed, everyone took this opportunity to follow in the footsteps of King Prithu and get whatever he desired from the planet Earth. The planet Earth is also called Vasundhara. The word Vasu means wealth and Dhara means one who holds. All creatures within the earth fulfill the necessities required for human beings. And all living beings can be taken out, and all living entities can be taken out of the earth by the proper means. Or necessities required for human beings and all living entities can be taken out of the earth by the proper means. As suggested by the planet Earth and accepted and initiated by King Prithu, whatever is taken from the earth, either from the mines, from the surface of the globe, or from the atmosphere, should always be considered the property of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and should be used for yajna, Lord Vishnu. As soon as the process of yajna is stopped, the earth will withhold all productions, vegetables, trees, plants, fruits, flowers, other agricultural products, and minerals. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, the process of yajna was instituted from the beginning of creation. So this is what Krishna says in third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, that with the creation, at the beginning of creation, or at the time of creation, I gave you everything. I gave the yajna, I gave everything, and so you can perform the yajna and please the demigods and remain happy in this world. By the regular performance of yajna, the equal distribution of wealth, and the restriction of sense gratification, the entire world will be made peaceful and prosperous. So to be peaceful and to have prosperity for entire world, not just for one country, not just for one community, entire world. What is required? Regular performance of yajna, equal distribution of wealth, and restriction of sense gratification. And right now, all three are missing. So how can there be peace and prosperity? As already mentioned, in this age of Kali, the simple performance of Sankirtan Yajna, the holding of festivals as initiated by the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, should be introduced in every town and village. Intelligent men should encourage the performance of Sankirtan Yajna by their personal behavior. This means that they should follow the process of austerity by restricting themselves from illicit sex life, meat eating, gambling, and intoxication. If the intelligent men or the Brahmins of society would follow the rules and regulations, certainly the entire face of this present world, which is in such chaotic condition, would change, and people would be happy and prosperous. So everybody wants to be happy and prosperous. There's nobody stopping, or there's no restriction on being prosperous. Only thing is we have to perform the yajna. And perhaps if only intelligent men or the Brahmins, they do this, the whole society, the whole face of the whole world can change, or will change. So we need more and more devotees, pure-hearted devotees, to perform these yajnas. And then everybody can be peaceful and happy. There's no limit to that only Hindus or only Vaishnavas will be happy and prosperous. The whole world will become happy and prosperous. Risho dudura heva devim indriyeshvattha sattama vatsam brihaspatim kritva pashyat chandomayam shuchihi. All the great sages transformed Brihaspati into calf, and making the senses into a pot, they milked all kinds of Vedic knowledge to purify words, mind, and hearing. Brihaspati is a priest of the heavenly planets. Vedic knowledge was received in logical order by the great sages through Brihaspati for the benefit of human society, not only on this planet, but throughout the universe. In other words, Vedic knowledge is considered one of the necessities for human society. If human society remains satisfied simply by taking grains from the planet Earth as well as other necessities for maintaining the body, society will not be sufficiently prosperous. If human society remains satisfied simply by taking grains, other necessities for maintaining the body, society will not be sufficiently prosperous. Humanity must have food for the mind and the ear as well as for the purpose of vibration. As far as transcendental vibrations are concerned, the essence of all Vedic knowledge is a Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. In Kali Yuga, if this Vedic Mahamantra is chanted regularly and heard regularly by the devotional process of Shravanam Kirtanam, it will purify all societies, and thus humanity will be happy both materially and spiritually. So not just getting the grains to fill up our belly and then enjoy senses, but is more important is to get the satisfaction for the mind and the ears. And that is why Vedic knowledge was also taken out of earth. And the most qualified person, Brihaspati, was made the calf. So the earth can give out of love and happily she gives. कृत्वा वत्सं सुरगण इन्द्रं सोमम् अदूदुहन् हिरण्यमयेन पात्रेण वीर्यम् ओजो बलं प्रयाः. All the demigods made Indra, the king of heaven, into a calf, and from the earth they milked the beverage soma, which is nectar. Thus they became very powerful in mental speculation and bodily and sensual strength. In this verse, the word soma means nectar. Soma is a kind of beverage made in the heavenly planets from the moon to the kingdom of the demigods in various higher planetary systems. So soma is not like it's very um, popular to say somras. Somras means liquor. No, soma is a nectar. It's not liquor. By drinking the soma beverage, the demigods become more powerful mentally and increase their sensual power and bodily strength. The word Hiranamayana Patrayan indicates that this soma beverage is not an ordinary intoxicating liquor. The demigods would not touch any kind of liquor, nor is soma a kind of drug. It's a different kind of beverage available in the heavenly planets. Soma is far different from the liquors made for demoniac people, as explained in the next verse. So somaras is not just alcohol. It's a nectar. And look at demigods become more powerful mentally and increase their sensual power and bodily strength by drinking this soma ras. And by drinking liquor, nobody becomes mentally powerful and bodily and sensually powerful also. They all do weird things. They even lose their consciousness. Dateya Danva Vatsam Prahladam Asura Rishabham Vidhaya Duduhun Shiram Maya Patre Surasavam. The sons of Diti and the demons transformed Prahlad Maharaj, who was born in an Asura family, into a calf, and they extracted various kinds of liquor and beer, which they put into a pot made of iron. The demons also have their own types of beverage in the form of liquors and beers, just as the demigods use somaras for their drinking purposes. The demons born of Diti take great pleasure in drinking wine and beer. Even today, people of demoniac nature are very much addicted to liquor and beer. And this practically is going on all over the world. It's ridiculous how much money is spent on this liquor, drinking liquor, buying alcohol and drinking it, with practically no advantage to the body. A person becomes drunk. First, he spends so much money on buying this, and we know how they behaved during lockdown also when the government decided to open the liquor shops. And they act crazily, the stupid, the way they talk and act after drinking alcohol. And what does it do to the body besides making you fool? One person is a fool to begin with, and he drinks liquor, he becomes bigger fool. And his liver is getting ruined, his other body parts are getting ruined. And there's no benefit, none whatsoever. But people are crazy, just crazy about drinking. Here, the other day I was watching a video. Somebody had ordered a bottle of liquor. I don't know what kind of liquor was that. And it costed him $1,000. 75,000 rupees for one bottle. What ultimately what are you gonna get out of it? Some nasha. That's it. People are crazy. The name of Prahlad Maharaj is very significant in this connection because Prahlad Maharaj was born in a family of demons as a son of Hiranyakashipu. By his mercy, the demons were and still are able to have their drinks in the form of wine and beer. The word iron is very significant. Whereas the nectarian soma was put in a golden pot, the liquors and beers were put in an iron pot. Because the liquor and beer are inferior, they are placed in an iron pot. And because soma rasa is superior, it is placed in a golden pot. So everything comes from Mother Earth. Even liquor, beer, whatever we want, it comes from the grains, and the grains, when the grains are fermented, and it turns into alcohol. So ultimately, everything is coming from Earth. And now it depends upon us. What do we want from Mother Earth? Whether we want somras, whether we want grains, whether we want knowledge, whether we want liquor or alcohol, and there will be so many more later on. They all will be getting something out of Earth. So it's all up to us. What do we want? What's our priority? Okay, so I guess we can stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So Prabhuji, the somras and the demonic quality people who are having the beer and drinks. I mean, I think that somras is not available here on Earth right now. Otherwise, some of people also opted for it.
Because we are not, our consciousness is not of that level. But we offer to Krishna whatever we make, and it becomes nectar, it becomes juice.
Absolutely. People even have sold oxygen also in Connaught Place.
Oxygen?
During the lockdown, during that pollution. Yeah. Flavored oxygen they have sold, like, it's like you sit for 15 minutes and have that and pay 300 rupees for it.
Oh, gosh. The money-making business everywhere. Chalo, so I guess we can stop here. You all have a wonderful and safe day. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Jai Srila Prabhupada.